Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots, so I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out. You live there, so I'm not gonna say a thing about it. That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint. I do love Louie's cooking. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine. Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass? I sell items to customers, not purchase them. All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago. I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado. Must have been a client. Don't know anything else about him. Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change. I saw him bring in some cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops. Let's just leave me out of this, okay?
What the hell is that?
Well, that was sooner than I expected. Next time, try destroying the SFO pad before entering Meldondo's office.
It's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast. The police have been here and set up a SFO-pad security system.
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of. You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. Zach don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much. Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here.
As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louis referred me to as the computer whiz.
When you come to my house, come down behind the jail. I got a sign on my door, barbecue for sale. I'm talking about my barbecue.
Welcome to Inspector Burns Barbecue. My name is Mojo. Special of the day is chili con carnage. It'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
I'm looking for little Mojo. Would you be him?
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. And my mom, she starts calling me Tibby. And, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on you here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
Well, I wanted to find out what was incinerating all the cockroaches.
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
I'll tell you what. You buy me lunch, we'll call it even.
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job, but there are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Well, yeah, that is kind of what's happening.
Oh, I could help you.
Well, I could use a good caterer.
You are killing me. Look, Mr. Murphy, you fancy yourself as sort of a timeless classic, a PI archetype for the ages. You know your way around the crime scene, but it's no secret that you're not so good with high-tech gadgets. That's where I come in.
Fine. I have a fax machine, for God's sake, and I barely know how to use that.
Whatever I can do, just let me know. I just can't believe I got a chance to meet my idol. Me and Archie are buds. So glad Archie opened up his shop here. He's like a god at all this conspiracy stuff. Chelsea Bando, the Nora to your Nick. I wish I could have met her. Inspector Burns has tried to torch the Bruin stew at least twice. Sometimes I spend hours just thinking about what kind of baby she and I would have together. Sorry you lost her, but man, did you ever get an attitude. Sure, I can decrypt a memory stick, no problem. It may take a while, at least a day. He's the guy you hired to take photos of your cheating wife. You're the guy they hired to beat the crap out of the guy you catch with your wife. You think Maldonado was spying on you? Not surprising. He says he likes barbecue, so I'm not sure why he eats here. Like Inspector Burns says, it all tastes the same when your tongue's charred.
Another item on my to-do list today is checking out Maldonado's regular office that's on the street.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse. I don't know what it is they're serving in there, but it sure as hell ain't barbecue.
Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold. But if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
Well, I appreciate the concern, but other than a weird case of amnesia, I'm fine.
But Louis says you're behaving like a totally different person.
Since when do you care about what happens to me? Don't tell me your little Grinch heart has grown 3 sizes in the last 7 years.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
I'm sorry, Rook. I can only imagine how hard this is for you.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
Hold on. Are you telling me the Tex I turned into was not pathetic and pestering? Those are my secret weapons.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Oh, I get it. All of a sudden, I get some dough, and suddenly we're best friends. So how'd it come up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? If I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Maybe I should punch you now. Might jog both our memories.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
Well, if your skin crawls anymore, you're not going to have a face. So why don't you tell me what me and my charm have been buying around here, and then I'll get out of here.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
Hello, the new Tex and the old Tex, they're technically the same. Cough it up.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions, but this is not for old time's sake. You became a sullen, short-tempered bully, and I miss that desperately. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit. I was hoping they would tear that flop house down, and they would have too if it weren't for that meddling Clint. Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. Louis' niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut. Just smelling the fumes coming off that establishment irritates my bowels. Next question.
Now that Rook's is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too. Behind Rook's pawn shop is a dirty, ugly alcove that reminds me a lot of Rook himself. Too bad this zipline trolley is broken. It's missing a wheel. Oh, I remember the day I came back to my office to that grisly sight. I tried for an hour to get Pug's head out of the water cooler, but it was no dice. The police showed up and thought about grilling me until they realized Pug was a mutant. And it was like they couldn't care less. I guess people are a little apprehensive about taking that bottle back for deposit. Ah, yes. Llama Claus would bring packs of cigarettes to all the good children around the world. What's this?
Hey, it worked!
Zipline trolley's repaired. Now I need to find the perfect place to zipline. Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out. Ten seconds left. Down by one. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled. Or was it my front? Why would a little gremlin like Rook have a basketball hoop? Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful. It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
We've got to get this ship as far as possible from the planet Earth in that little time.
You know how to fly?
I know.
How do you know it even works?
I know how to fly. My father, a long time ago. Listen to me now, follow me. This is important. My mother's an American woman in Nebraska, but my father's DNA is in me. I know how to fly this ship.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system. Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. This door's just painted on. I knew there was something creepy in there.